Good evening, guys. Mark Welsh Piper. Thanks for joining me. Been a bit since I've done a video, so it's going to be a short one. This I'm going to smoke a cigar tonight. It looks like a petite Corona or Corona. It's called a Rolly. I've never smoked these. I've had this for many years. As you can see, it's been in the wrapper and the oils have leaked out of it. So I've had this for many years. I thought it's a cheap cigar. I decided before I come on to have a little check on the old Tinterweb, a little bit about it. So they're made by Don Renslfo Reyas, or whatever you want to pronounce it, spelled R-E-Y-E-S. It's a Honduran made cigar with Dominican and Nicaraguan fillers. It's supposed to be a medium strength cigar, and yeah, I thought I'd just give it a smoke and see what it's like. I said they are a cheap budget cigars, so I don't know if Carolina Rose or anyone like that has tried these. Maybe. Not very good. Hang on, tobacco's hanging out the foot of the cigar here. I don't want to pull that too hard in case I pull half the tobacco out. Anyway, you can see how dark and dirty that wrapper's gone with the oils that's leaked out the cigar. They do these in two different wrappers. They do a Sumatran wrapper and the Maduro wrapper. Now, I think this is the Maduro wrapper because it doesn't look that oily. So I'm going to give it a cut and a light and see what we get. And I said it's only a small cigar. I'd say it's a 50 gauge. So I'd say it's a little bit on the actually it's a little bit uneven shape. I think it's where it's been sitting in my tupper door. I'm just going to cut that bit off, actually, that and bit. So I'm just going to do a straight cut on this. I'm using one of these cutters, which are widely available, Paleo. I've got a few of these cutters. Did start collecting them, but I've had to stop at the moment due to other reasons. I'm just going to give this a little bit of a snip. Good draw for a cheap cigar. Got a little torch lighter here. But work's going well, if anybody's wondering. I'm going now. I've been watching Simon's videos, which I've been enjoying, with his trip in a place called Shropshire. Very countryside sort of area. Very nice area, as we would have seen by his videos. It's in a place called Ludlow. That's where he's been. I don't know if he's actually staying in Ludlow or he's on the outskirts of Ludlow, because obviously he's in the middle of nowhere. You've heard about his issues with his Wi-Fi and everything. I've got a new mic, so I hope the sound's coming through. I've got a magnetic type mic, as you can see there. I could put it on a little clamp, or I've got a thing that'll go down my neck. So I've just got it on the magnet for now. So I'm hoping the sound is coming out okay. The connection to the phone, as I'm using my new phone now, I'm using an Honor 400 Pro, and it's a little bit, the connection is a little bit wide to what you normally see. Try that again. Like I said, I've not had this cigar before. I've had it about 3 or 4 years, this cigar. So it's supposed to be, like I said, I didn't say a medium strength cigar. Like I said, not much been happening, so I've not been on. I've had no deliveries or orders or anything like that. I did have a cigar delivery, but I got hit by customs. Got the dreaded grey card, and they wanted nearly 400 quid for 16 cigars. So they're going to be heading back and not paying that sort of money. You know, I think they cost me about 130 quid, something like that, maybe less than that, you know. Yeah, and they wanted like near 400 quid to get them through customs. So they'll be going back. It's just unfortunate because there's some cigars there I wanted to try. Well, I've been told this is good for to have with a beer, in the evening if you want to pair it up, or coffee in the morning. Whether you like to smoke a medium strength cigar in the morning is up to you. Like tomorrow I'm going to a hot air balloon festival in a place called Oswestry, which is again in Shropshire, not far from where Simon is. Well, I'd say not far, it's about 48 miles from where Simon is. I have asked him whether he'd want to go, whether it'd be interesting going, you know, because it'd be great for the kids. But obviously it's his Sabbath, so it's a no-go for him, unfortunately. But I dare say he'll see the balloons in the air from where he is. It's a carnival. They call it the Oswestry Balloon Carnival. It's on every year. Obviously the balloons go up early in the morning and then fly during the day, come back in the evening. And then tomorrow night they'll have what they call the Nightglow, which is where all the balloons will be in a field, and they'll be, you know, lighting up the balloons, you know, with the propane or whatever it is they use to heat up the balloons, you know, with the torches, and they do that to music, which is very good. It's very good to watch, and I'll put a link in for last year's show if anybody's interested. I will do a video of it tomorrow and try and get it uploaded tomorrow night or early Sunday, you know, or Sunday anyway. And yeah, you'll have a good time, and it'll be about between 10,000-15,000 people there at the show. We don't have to pay to get in or anything like that. It's a free event. Yeah, as I said, it's a bit of a bloody mess. It's the first time I've ever, yesterday, I've combed it this way, you know, right to left. And normally, as you've seen in a lot of my videos, this needs flattening down a bit, obviously, you know. But this time of night, I'm not really bothered. I'm not really, especially when I'm working and all that. Sometimes I'll gel it back, and depends. It does need cutting, it does need trimming. But usually this is normally over that side. But yeah, it's just sometimes look at the state of that, guys. God, it's like straw, isn't it? Don't think it'll go over that way. Well, it might do. I do, and then it ends up with being a big blob here because there's so much weight this side on my hair. I got like a double cow's lick here on near the back of my skull, which doesn't help. Yeah, whatever. You know, I'm at the age where I don't really give a damn about my hair, really. You know, even though I'm messing with it, I don't really, not really bothered. I don't, you know, don't. Anyway, I hope you're all well. I hope you're all enjoying your smokes. I hope you're enjoying life. Yeah, so work's, like I said, work's going well, even though it's not a brilliant job. I mean, if I was clever, I wouldn't be in the job I'm in now. I'd be in a job where I'd be earning decent money, or I would have been in a job where I earned decent money, and I'd be retired now, but I'm not. So I've got to keep on going. Now, I don't know how it works in America. Now, I was listening to Paul Gilson, and he's talking about his retirement and blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't know whether you get a government pension over there. I know Paul's talked about some what they call like Social Security. Now, I don't know whether that's equivalent to unemployment benefit or whatever it is over here in the UK. I think even that's changed now. I think it's called bloody I think it's called something else now. I can't even bloody remember the name of it. And I don't know if Morg will know the difference. But our pensions, our government pensions, which we pay into all our life, all our working life, you know, from our wages, we call it national insurance, and that goes in towards our pensions. Now, Paul was saying, here's Social Security, if it's an equivalent, it's going to be about 2,000 to 3,000 a month, depending on when he retires. That's nowhere near what we get, guys. I'll tell you how much we're going to get. Me, when I retire, if I can afford to retire, is around about £187 sterling, GBP, what we're going to call it, which equates, I think, to about I'd say $150 a week. So we're talking $600. Sorry, $1,200. No, not what's right. Well, $600. Yeah, $150 a week. God's sake. Yeah, so that's what we're going to get. That's what we'd have to live on for the rest of our lives after we finish work, unless you've been smart and clever and you've got, you know, private pensions sorted out and things like that, which I don't. I've got my Navy pension, which is not even worth talking about because it's that small of a pension. But what they started doing now in the UK, they actually, you automatically, wherever you go and work for a new job, you're automatically enrolled into whichever pension company they decide to put you in. So it's automatically, you don't have you can opt, I think you can opt out, but in most cases you know, they're automatically enrolled after a certain time of being there. So next year the pension age is going up again, so it's going to be 67 again. So not only are they taking money off us, which they're also doing, they're chopping the money. The old folk, they're screwing the old folk left, right and centre. It's down the government screwing up the freaking country, and you know they're hitting everybody by the MPs, you know, congressmen, whatever you want to call them over there in America, you know. They're all okay. They got all, you know, they're all going away every night, and they got great money for being a congressman or an MP. You know, got all the, you know, members of the family working for them and that. They're going doing speeches and they're getting 10, 20,000, you know, per night for a couple of hours work. And everyone else, you know, the public who voted them in, you're getting screwed over and over again. You know, the UK has gone to shit, guys. If you haven't noticed it now in the news, the UK has gone to shit. And I just don't want to be here no more, I tell you. Don't want to be in the UK. Can't afford to go anywhere, unfortunately. I just, I'm getting to the stage where I can't wait to kick the bucket, to be honest. Because it's just, I won't say, I'm not going to the stage where I'm wishing my life away and, you know, saying life's not worth living or anything like that, but the country's gone to shit so much. You can't work to earn money, unless, like I said, unless you're clever. You know, I'm just holding my head above water at that moment, you know. I can't get through to one of my credit card companies because they have put me my credit card. It's only a small amount of credit card. It's £1,200 sterling, so around about $1,500 on this card. And apparently I've not been able to use it, and so I phoned them. I said, "What's going on?" I said, "I can't use it. I can't get into my app on my phone." I said, "What's going on?" "Oh, your account's under review." I said, "For what?" "Oh, we can't tell you that. It's under review." I said, "How long is it going to take?" "Oh, we can't tell you that either." I said, "Well, why is it under review?" "Oh, we don't know. We can't say it. We're not allowed to tell you." I said, well, you know, you'll get an email saying what, you know, whenever the review's over, what the outcome is. And I have no idea what's going on, no idea. You know, all my payments have been on time, and yet they claimed from Experian, which is a credit reference agency, Experian, which is one of the biggest over there in the UK. There's a number of them, there's about 4 or 5 different ones. They've claimed I've missed a payment, which is totally bullshit, because I know, because that goes from my bank account, my normal, you know, checking account, whatever you call them in America, and I know I paid it. Yeah, they're saying I missed it. Now they charge me. They charge a late fee of £12, and that goes on my credit file. But that credit file, that inclusion on my credit file means my credit file has dropped 114 points. And I'm trying to find a house, as you know. 114 points for that one. And until this review's over, I can't get in touch with them and say, listen, take that off me. You know, you need to get in touch with the credit file, Experian credit, and get it taken off the file because it's incorrect. So while I'm looking now, and if I'm looking for, as I'm looking, you know, with different agents to find a house and all that, they do a credit check on you, and they're going to see that, and then they're going to say, no, we're not going to. The landlord's going to say no, because it's you know, I've missed a payment. It's you know, a small payment on my credit cards, and then they're going to look at it and think, oh, if you can't pay that, how's he going to pay rent? 800 pounds a month, you know. That's what they look. You know, that's how they look at things. I've had a couple of refusals. Obviously they don't say why, but that's the only thing I can think of. Well, my credit score is not brilliant, and I've always had issues, you know, with money in a way. You know, I've not been good with money. You know, I wouldn't say I waste it, but I enjoy it. That's what I put it down to. I earn it and I enjoy it. I should have been earning it, enjoying it, and putting some away if I had, you know. But you get told that, and you don't, you know, when you're younger, you get told about it, and you take no notice, and I've got plenty of time, and then before you know it, you're in a position like me. You got no money, you got nothing, you can't do nothing, you can't go anywhere. You know, and you're struggling. No, not quite struggling, you know, but you know, a lot of people worse off than what I am at the moment. Yes, prayers to Cat Dad Piper. Yeah, we all know what's going on there, guys. So that's all. I hope we made a donation to the fund there. Oh man, you know, it's just hard to contemplate of what's gone on in his life. You can't imagine yourself in that position. It's a horrible thing to go through, and I hope and I pray everything turns out good for Cat Dad. You know, to be thrown into a homeless situation like he was. You know, and prayers and thoughts with him at the moment. Tell you what, it's not burning too bad for a cheap cigar. I don't know how much these are. I don't know how much I paid for it because I got it in like a bundle of different cigars a number of years ago. It's a rough looking cigar, as you might be able to tell. If I get my head out the way, you can see it's a little bit veiny. Looks like a stick. A lot of cigars do, but like I said, it's a cheap cigar. You know, I think they're only like a few dollars anyway to buy these. And you know, honestly, I reckon a bundle of these will cost you about $35, something like that. $50. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know nothing about them. I don't know nothing about the. I've heard of Reyas cigars, but I don't know whether it's the same guy. Don Renslfo Reyas, I don't know. There might be a lot of cigars out there which, oh, it's one of these. And I'm just trying to think. Reyes it does, the name rings a bell, but I can't think of cigars offhand, you know, what cigars he's made offhand. Like I said, it's a medium, classed as a medium strength cigar. Now I don't know whether the depending on the wrapper, is still classed as a medium strength. Because the San Andreas wrapper, I'm sure that smoke's a little bit stronger, a little bit more potent than the Maduro wrapper, which I'm sure this is. Anyway, smoking okay, guys. You know, as I said, it's late in the evening. I haven't got my bloody thing here. I'm going to sort this bloody, my little lighter out, aren't I, guys? You know, this one here I've got with the clock in. I'm going to have to sort the battery out and get that working, because that's what I use when I'm in my shed for the time. Like I said, I'm going to go to the show tomorrow. Hopefully do some filming. And we're at 22 minutes already. Here's me thinking it's going to be a short video. But we're going to have to go early. It's only about an hour and 15 minutes drive from where we are. I've got some cigars. Got some cigars in a little tupperware here. I've got some different variations which I'll show in the morning. A couple of strong ones there, a couple of medium, and a couple of light, because obviously I'll start off with a Connecticut, something like that, a light cigar, then a medium. Unfortunately, most of them are medium strengths, but there's a couple of my favourite ones in there. And yeah, I'll show you them in the morning, guys. I'll do a little video and start off with a little tupperware there. What I've got in them. Obviously, I'm not going to smoke all that. I'm going to have like morning, afternoon, and like a late cigar. So how many have I got in there? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 10 cigars in there. I've got plenty to choose from. You know, I'm going to tell you anyway what I've got in it. You know, because a lot of you guys might not even watch my video tomorrow. So you go see Bebida pack. I've got a little thermometer just to keep an eye on things. So one of my favourites, Michelero Peru. That's a Robusto Extra. It's a 5.5 by 50. I've got a New World Romeo Julieta Robusto size again. I've got some of my favourites here. Oliva, Serie V, Milanio. What do they call that? It's not called a torpedo, is it? I think they call it a torpedo in the UK. Figurado. Couldn't remember what it's called. Got expensive now, these have. I've got an Inca, which is a Toro Gordo size cigar. So nice cigar that. That's, I think it's a medium strength, that is it. Yes, so again, it's a Peruvian cigar. So that'll go with the Peruvian Michelero, which I've just shown you. I've got a couple of Leaf by Oscars. One's a Maduro and one's the Corojo wrapper. I've got a BX3 again. Another one of my favourite cigars. BX3, as I dropped one on the floor. I've got one I've never tried before. I'll see Connecticut. This is the Espinosa Crema. So that might be my, got a little protection on the foot there. And strong, one of my strong cigars I've got is the Partagas Black Label, as we know. That's one of Dave's favourite smokes. Put me onto them. Real good, strong, hearty smoke. And yeah, and oh yeah, one of the newer ones. Again, I got another. This is a Gordo. It's a Gordo or Toro. This the La Aroma de Cuba Mi Amor. They call this the Valentino. I think it's a Gordo. It's a looks a little bit bigger than the Toro. So, oops, nearly dropped it again. Great smoke. Really like these. I'm going to have to get some more of these in, without a doubt. Really enjoying them. I've started that. I got there and bought that through watching Halt Cigars, Maz, and well, it's Anthony and Anthony, isn't it? Maz and Foch on the Halt Cigars. I enjoyed their video the other day, watching them go down the golf course, smoking a few cigars. They'd done the same basically. You had the morning. They had a front 9, back 9, and a 19th hole cigar. So yeah, it was good to watch that. Watching them let the hair down a bit, you know. Good to see them out the shop, like, you know, out their smoking lounge, what they normally do. Just to get out in the fresh air and have the boys having a game of golf. I can't play golf for toffee. Just asked itself. Lucky enough, it wasn't on my lap. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow, day out tomorrow with the ex-girlfriend. It's weird because we're still living together, as you know. As I said before, it's because it's convenient for me, and it's obviously she's you know, even though she's pissed off and mad at me and all that, she's give it her due, like, you know, she hasn't literally kicked me out of the house, otherwise I would be like Cat Dad Piper. Not bad on the retro hail. A little bit of spice coming through. Pepper. I can't. Maybe white pepper, I'd say. But I don't have a lot of pepper, much pepper things, you know, especially even in my food, so I can't really say whether white or black, but it sort of, to me, it tastes like white pepper. Well, good for the cheap cigar. You know, it's what I think. There might be a seconds, what they call a seconds. It's what they use. Tobacco used up from after their main cigars they roll, and then this is used. You know, this is. I don't even know if it's long filler, to tell you the truth, guys, but it's the bits and pieces from the premium cigars, and this is what's left. That's what they make out of them. That's why they're so cheap. Yeah, it's a surprising cigar, actually. Draw on it, brilliant. No, excuse me, no issues with the draw. Burning great. For a cheap cigar, I think you could buy a bundle of these and just smoke them for the hell of smoking them, you know, rather than, if you don't want to use me, just smoke your premium cigars and you just fancy something a little bit different, you know, and keep your premium cigars for, you know, good days, whatever you want to call it, or celebratory days, whatever, and you just fancy a stick on the go, on the fly, whatever. Just grab one of these. But that's what I normally do, though. For me, I'd grab a Papa Freitas, Unicos. Thanks to Uncle Willie for that one. As you know, they're a small cigar, them. I think this is more of a Corona than a petite Corona, because it's not far off Robusto size. I think maybe a 44, 46 ring gauge. Not bad for a cheap smoke. It just goes to show, guys, cheap cigars don't mean cheap and nasty. It surprised me, this has, must admit. Yeah, fair dues. Right guys, 30 minutes is up. I'm going to wish you all well. Enjoy your weekend coming up, guys. Have a fantastic time. I've got a lot of catching up to do because I missed a lot of videos on the pipe show. What's just been what they had last weekend. Because obviously I've been in work. It's been it's my second day off. Back in Monday night. So I'm going to wish you all well. Take care. Best of luck. And wish you all sweet smokes. Catch you on the next one. And as always, thanks for joining me. Much appreciated.